Hello again. So, after some deliberation, I've added the keyboard overlay, and I did a test run, and I found that it might or might not be that useful. I'll leave it on there, but like when I say this to, that's just really a momentary thing. I'm not really having the keys on for a particularly long period of time, so I don't know how much use this will be. But the thing is, you are not watching this live, so you can always just pause and go back. I don't know. I think this is generally more designed for first-person shooter games where you keep pressing WASD or some combination thereof. Anyway, well, let me know what you think. It's a learning experience. Just all the more hilarious because, as I pointed out in whichever other episode, now that I have some analytics on the channel, like yeah, as you may have figured, there's a major gap between these being recorded and them being scheduled on YouTube because I usually record like 5 hours worth of stuff, which is 5 episodes, which is a week in release time, and then I do something else. Stupid placement, but anyway. Uh, that was a further stupid placement. Right? I'll get my head around it. So with regards to analytics, I now know that at least after the first 20 odd episodes, which is what's currently on YouTube, most of the viewers are people not dissimilar to myself, which is to say, mostly guys 35 to 45. And well, I don't know if you have kids. I don't. I'm sure they know all the magic of streaming and recording and stuff. Well, I don't. Mm, yeah, no, that's going to be another term because while I contradict myself oft times, I don't like vehicles going in across the whole map just for the sake of it. Go there. Okay, that's sorted. Mm, I mean, obviously, at this generic direction. Is this one of my, yeah, it's one of my trains. I mean, obviously, who else's it would be, but I guess I could come down farther. Doesn't matter, it needs doing eventually. It is farther though, not further. I know I keep making movie references, but if you ever need clarification on the topic of further versus farther, there is a Sean Connery movie whose title, Finding Forrester, from 2000-ish, year 2000-ish, and there's a particular scene in it where, long story short, at the risk of being a little spoilery, um, two main characters are Sean Connery and sadly a guy whose name I don't remember. But Sean Connery plays a very reclusive writer who's apparently very famous. But at some point, his character decided to just hide from people in life. And there's this black guy who I think he actually breaks in to Sean Connery's character's flat and steals some of his books or something. And well, eventually the guy decides to go back and return the books. And they develop a, lifelong friendship sort of thing. But it's based on a few stereotypes whereby initially the bad guy is not really focused on school and stereotypes. You know where I'm going with this. And kind of at the behest of Sean Connery's character, the guy eventually gets a lot more into school and eventually becomes quite an intellect. And one of his professors is a right pain in the ass who clearly has a God complex. And at some point in school, the guy answers a question in class. And then the professor says, I see that your skills extend farther than basketball because the guy is a lot into basketball. And the guy kind of points back at the professor and says, further, because farther is a measure of distance, or it's a comparison of distance per se, whereas further is a comparison of quality. Hmm. I'll work around it. I don't like it. Or not a comparison of quality, it's a measure of quality. Some such. Not related to distance, most of all. So if I have to extend on the map into whichever direction, that is then logically farther. Slightly weird, but so be it. One way to figure out if I've done stuff is just getting that. That actually explains that I've not done bleep all. Well, I have. I just haven't started them. So now this should show on the map. Which is to say, I do remember Stiff Lord, I just once again haven't started anything. Come on. Fine. I'm actually going to use that map setting. The map's the same. Makes me life a more that easier. Now that I went and explained the difference between further and farther, I say more easier. Nope. Yeah, Finding First is one of Sean Connery's outstanding movies, which for some reason is a lot less well known than many others. It's a bit long. It's about 2 hours. If you don't mind giving up 2 hours of your life, you shall be rewarded. Nope. Nope. But come on, not that late. This is nice because now I know what on earth I'm doing. Because my map is better. Reaching a tumor. Hell of a town name. Still less bad than some of the others. So once these terms actually, into service sort of thing, it gets better. So hold on. I actually don't have anything running between these two. How bizarre. Really? It's kind of funny because now I see that I just built. So where are you going? Flying chinchilla. Well, that's not this. Oh, it's this. Okay. So now that should show momentarily. I will actually connect these because I want to loop back. I know there's a hotel. Doesn't matter, does it? Just put the station here. We'll work around it. It's not particularly optimal, but it's pretty long distance stuff. And I know I should kind of, yeah, go that way, because why did I do that? I don't know why I did it. That was one of my early attempts at making sense of the world before I figured I should go a wee bit more logically. That's fine. I don't mind having the extra ones. What I do mind is not having stuff. Again, that does 112k per hour, which for those of you over the pond, it's still 112k per hour because the terms don't do more than 90. So no point. Otherwise, it's about 60-ish miles per hour, a bit short of, closer to 55. Talent. We actually use those. Electric rail bus. No. I did not put the station here or there. Go on. That's fine. I could probably run a boat between these two and it would be less of a stupid idea, but But such is life, and that did work. Marv. YouTube has bequeathed me with some new music again. I am apparently listening to, and you might see my keyboard wiggling around, Cosmic Gate. Cosmic Gate Bangkok Sunset. So now that you see my keyboard, you know I'm here. So I just alt tab back. Great location. Taurus. Very popular in Hungary. Were around about that time actually. Early noughties. Desire, same. It's impressive. I don't actually think like obviously we're not going to replace our maglevs with trains for passengers, but I'm not fully convinced we even have carriages for that speed. To the point that I'm unconvinced. Yeah, this will be part of whatever comes down here. Once enough. So if I have a look at this, these are still the newest. It's mail coach. So if I say speed, that's 250. All right. Let's never mind that. So you get high speed coach and high speed DD. No. You know what's the logic behind having this stuff? Okay, this is different because it's an emu. Actually, all of these are emus. There is going to be a turn circuit 9. So into date, we're not going to have generation 6. Although it's car transporter, 16 crates of goods. We did have new stuff. Hold on. So we don't care about that. Okay. Let me review. Goods. Obviously not going to do that because it's 16. Tanker 120. 120 at 95, 100 at 84, and there's 20% more. So actually, I'm better off, I think. Can't leave it because I've lost the screen. Okay, let's have a look at this 1800, right? This is good stand. 1805, 17. That's okay. Well, how about none? TE. I think this is what we're looking at. It's only 100, 100. You are that. This is a rubbish. Like half the horsepower. Okay, I'm going to leave it like this. Clay 5. It's so weird. Not chemicals. 65 tons, 80 tons. 95 tons. DB 103. What do you do? So why am I not using this with the other one? DB 103. Bit less, so fewer kilonewtons, a lot more horsepower. I am not sure why I did that. This seems significantly logical. Scrap 5. I don't think. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. Steel. 60 tons at 120. 55 tons at 120. 60, and that's old. Nope. 195 of engineering supplies. No way. $65 crates. 85. This might actually be right. 160. 65. Container double stack. 65, 63. Well, the one thing about this is 95 and it's too long. 252, 100. So this would, I'm doing a calculator. So I'm doing a really weird thing. So 100 times 84 is obviously 8,400. 55 times 120, 6,600. 160 times 50 is 8,000. So actually, the heavy is better. F and M. Do we still have that? We do. Just want to make sure we don't end up having the yellow crappy things. Food. Go away. So again, 5th gen. I could do the same thing. So 5th gen double stack is 120 times 65 is 700, 7,800. VS 160 times 50 is 8,000. And you were food 3. I think with this one, it's still, yeah, because heavies are just as good. Milk. So you have 120 times 95, that's 1194. VS 120 times 50, yeah. So you're better off with the tanker. Okay. Now that I decree that we're not going to have any more updates, we had a few updates. Sweet. So back to the game. We're on 34 minutes. It's funny now, you know what I'm keyboard shortcutting. Apply. I did say this will be part of whatever's coming down here. Kind of want to start this end. Meh. Close enough. Close enough. So we could do that. And this. It's not much here, but hey ho. And this. I kind of probably want to hook into that, so let's make sure I can. I don't really see a world where I need a large one, but such is life. Okay, let's not this. Let's sort out not the boats, because I have a lot of them now. Medium, medium, medium. Right. Is when you know. Let's lose money with phones. Okay. If you've been around for a year, still only doing shitty percentages. It's just fascinating. Some of these make some serious amount of money. Amounts of money. Can we? Ah, no, these need servicing because basically want to extend. I want a few more of this guy. And I will probably want a few more of that guy if it ever deigns to. Fine. So we've generally covered most. This one's oddly missing out. I mean, in fact, it is. Okay, that can turn down there. Magnificent. Just do that. Okay, fine. It's not a beauty contest. Weird. I've totally skipped some of these. This map is useful. You can go back there. Fine. About 12 minutes, and there's absolutely no way we need this many. Interesting saturation. This one's very high. I mean, using this map, we could probably work out a lot of the passenger problems. Where you stop there? Except I don't care. This is interesting though. There's nothing coming through here. Which is largely because I haven't built it. That's some infallible logic there, mind you. I build nothing, I get nothing. Shocking, eh? Mm. Come on. I think the keyboard shortcut is G. Let's try it, eh? G. Nope. Now I've explicitly said not to bother with this stuff. That. Not done this. We're not worth the effort to be very honest. And this is totally oversaturated. Now that I'm here. Okay. Unsaturate yourselves. Given that it's all connected, it's not too much of a biggie that they just have to go in a bloody wild goose chase. Not a huge amount of point in doing this because we will get better pitches shortly. Wow, really overloaded. The point that these guys actually hate me because I'm not doing anything. Yeah, that'll do. I'm tempted to say this is so bad. Might warrant even more. Probably an overkill. Nope. That's you. What are you? 400. This is weird. It's basically overloaded. Not really. Okay, fine, whatever. Actually, one thing I want to kind of check on, and that will be the end of the episode, is this. And not having anything stop here is not going to help. Are there people here? No. South is that. So just do this. I don't know why they hate me. I don't think I've chopped down that many trees. That's same here. Nothing stopping me. Okay. I didn't know what you were. Or okay. This totally does not exist. Wait, I don't know what I did here. I think I just casually skipped it. Whoopsie. There you go, kids. Don't do that. I think there may have been a train stopping here at some point in the past. Which got killed off because it wasn't efficient enough or something. Okay, fine. Okay, next occasion is going to be me trying to figure out why others don't like me, but I'm going to pause here and save the game. And thanks for watching. Any comments, introductions, whatnots, please leave, and I shall see you next time. Bye bye.